Okay, everyone, this is the Pangea, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Audio Vulcan 4-shelf audio rack. And I chose it in rose nut. Ordered this off of Amazon on May 30th. It arrived the next day, May 31st, and it was $135.95. Not sure if it arrived next day because of Amazon's one-day shipping policy, or if it happened to be at the Amazon facilities here in the Reno area. But either way, it only took one day to get it, which is pretty cool. And then the reason I'm showing it like this right now is just to show that it comes in a box that Amazon puts it in. That's how it's shipped. So this video is not going to be a review of it or anything. This is simply going to be an unboxing and assembly video, just so everyone knows what to expect if they order one of these. So let's go and get right into it. Not very good with box cutters, so bear with me. Just want to see what it looks like once we open the shipping box. Okay. And look at that. The manufacturer puts it in its own box. There's some packing paper. And this thing is heavy. Okay, and this is the box that the manufacturer puts it in. Let's open this up. Cool. Okay, and this is what it looks like on the front of the box. And here's the back of the box. Shows you what the contents are, Pangea's info there, and all that good stuff. So let's open it up and see what we find inside. Okay. And that looks very nicely packaged to me. So this is a instructions sheet. It's one-sided, very simple. This box is completely empty. It's just packing material. Okay, and here's some parts. Some screws, some plastic bits, knobs and spikes, and everything we need to put it together. This is one of the shelves, and that's the bottom of it. And this is probably the top. I assume that's the top. So let's set that down. And it looks like each piece is protected by a layer of that styrofoam stuff. So the first step, we're going to take part G, which is these things, and screw them into here. Okay, so step one is going to require these screws right here. We're going to go from the bottom, and it's going to go into these posts right here. Do this. Yeah, this is going to be the top shelf. So the end of this is going to show on the top of the shelf. Let's do it this way. It looks like these can go either way. Well, yeah, you should be able to see that. There's a center screw with 4 holes around it, and that is the same way on both sides. And all of these posts are exactly the same. So then we just screw it in. From what I can tell, I don't think there's any tools required for this. It's all just hand tightening. Those are all screwed in. For whatever reason, this one felt the most solid. These feel like they could go some more, but I can't really get a good grip because when I twist this, the bolt underneath just kind of goes with it. Okay, before going on to step 2, I decided to go in and just take everything out of the package. So here's the longest post that you put in first, and then next we're going to get these, this second longest, and then eventually the shortest ones. And all of these are just like those first posts I showed you, where there's the holes to screw the bolts in are on both ends. So let's go ahead and put on the second shelf and go from there. Okay, so the first thing we got to get are the washers. These are a real sticky rubber kind of thing going on here. And that will protect, I guess, the top of the next shelf. Okay, and then we take these, I don't know what the technical name is for that, but it's a bolt with no bolt head or anything. It's just the threads. And we're going to put those in here. I'm not sure how far down. Oh, okay, it stops on its own, so that's good. So we're going to bolt each one. Really want to try and do this without scratching the material, obviously, or the surface rather. Okay, and there we go. Now we go to these medium posts. Okay, so those are in, and then just a comment on these things. It seems a little odd to me that there isn't one here as well as here, but this is the bottom of the shelf, and I figure they figure people probably don't care about this surface getting scarred or messed up or whatever compared to the part that you actually see, which is under here. Remember, this is upside down. So then we're going to set our rubber washers here. Screw those in. Okay, this is the next shelf. That was awkward to put on. Okay, now that I put on a couple shelves, it's easy enough to work at or work on from the floor. I do want to mention this post right here gave me a little trouble. I had it the other way, and when I tried screwing in one of these, the bolt was just not going through. I tried another bolt to see if it was the threads on the bolt or the threads on this post, and it was the post. So what I did, I took it off and I flipped it upside down, or the other way, or whatever you want to call it, figuring I can get a little more leverage doing this, and I did. So I got it all the way in. So that did give me a little trouble, but everything's fine. So now we're ready for the last shelf. And again, this is a bit awkward. You gotta line everything up right without scratching the surface, which I'm sure I'm failing to do. Okay, that was a little easier. Okay, so I've got all the shelves put together here, and the finality of all this is supposed to have this spiky thing here for the feet of the stand. I'm not too crazy about that because I rent an apartment, and I'm not crazy about the idea of this sharp spiky thing sticking into the carpet. I tried screwing one of these in, one of these right here, that way and the other way, and it just doesn't want to sit right. And then if you go to unscrew it, it takes the whole bolt out. Then you got to put it back in and start over. This could probably work if I could find like a big rubber grommet or something like that to put in here. Maybe I'll do that some other time. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just do it this way. So let me show you how that works. First thing you got is this bolt right here. Okay, you got the spiky end and then the this part. And you have to screw this all the way to the tip. Okay. And it takes a second, kind of tedious. Okay, so now it looks like that. Okay, and then you take one of these and screw that in from the top of the cone all the way. It's a fairly fine thread. Then once you get it through, that's what it's going to look like, okay? So what you'll do is take the shortest post that this comes with, just screw that in, just like the other ones. Nice and hand tight. And then this will screw right into the bottom of that. And these are sharp, so be careful. Those are sharp. So let's finish up these other ones. Okay, I've got everything put together, and I haven't flipped it over yet. I wanted to make one point. When you're done putting this all together, make sure to tighten all of these, starting from the bottom up. Get them nice and tight. Everything just needs to be hand tight. Do that first, because this one over here, that wasn't screwing all the way tight. It got to a point where it just kept twisting. What I did was I tightened this one till it got tight, which made this one a little loose, so I had to tighten that, which made this a little loose, so I had to tighten that. But everything's good to go. Let's flip it over, see how it looks. Okay, and there it is, the final assembled product. Nice and solid. I really love the way it looks. I'd say so far my only complaint is that it didn't come with any extra parts at all, like nuts or bolts or whatever. A lot of things I've gotten in the past do come with some extras in case you lose something. But other than that, the packaging was great. Looked nice. Nothing came damaged or anything like that. I had the one problem with one of the posts not screwing quite right, but you know, overcame that, no problem. It was easy to put together. Had I not been making this into a video, probably would have taken like 10 minutes. Super easy to put together, no tools required. So I really like that. Again, I think it looks great. One thing to keep in mind, the spikes on the bottom, those dig right into the carpet, so just beware of that. Other than that, yeah, again, on Amazon, $135.95, the Pangea, not sure how to pronounce it, Vulcan 4-shelf audio rack, and this is the rose nut color. So hopefully if anyone's considering getting this, this will help them in their purchasing decision. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below or whatever. Thank you very much for watching.